Hey everyone, A League of Their Own back with another video. Today I'm going to be featuring my second installment of my autograph recap from the Tigers 2020 spring training. So in today's video, we are going to focus on autographed baseballs. They are one of my favorite items to get signed, and even though I'm running out of storage room for them, you just can't beat the timeless aspect of giving a player a baseball and a pen to get an autograph. So I couldn't help myself. I'm going to show you the recap here. I've got 20 signed baseballs. And of course, if there's any particular cool story, then I'm going to share that with you. So let's get things started with a story. This is an autographed baseball signed by Willie Horton. So Willie Horton is a former left fielder and designated hitter. He played for 6 American League teams, but primarily the Detroit Tigers. Willie is getting up there in age. He's 77, and his mobility is unfortunately declining, I think, along with his general health. So for those who don't know, Willie had a pretty good career. He had 325 home runs. He was a 4-time All-Star and a 1968 World Series champion. And his number 23 is retired by the Tigers, and it's proudly displayed on the Wall of Fame at Comerica Park. So Willie is a legend in the world of the Detroit Tigers, and he does not sign often at all. And I can't blame him with his mobility and his health. But on this particular day, he came out of the Tigers clubhouse, and of course everyone asked if Willie could sign, expecting the response to be no. And he actually decided to sign amongst the fans. So you had to be in the right spot, and it was a very lucky coincidence. But Willie came out, and I actually said, would we be able to get him a chair? And we're sitting in the area where everyone's got their lawn chairs out. So someone pulled up their lawn chair, and Willie sat in it, and he proceeded to sign for about 10 minutes. So it was like our own autograph session with Willie Horton. A gentleman next to me by the name of Joe has been coming to Tiger spring training for 30 years, every single year. He said he's never seen this before. So that was really cool to be part of something that special. I was going to give Willie a signed card, but I really thought the opportunity called for a baseball because it was so special for Willie to be signing in a lawn chair amongst a group of fans that were fortunate to catch him in that moment. So there we go. Willie Horton, love this baseball and the story that goes along with it. So next up here, this is a other former legend of the Detroit Tigers. This is 1984 World Series champ Lance Parrish. Super nice guy, signed really nicely on the sweet spot there. And then I also got the 84 World Series champ inscription. So looks really great. Gotta love Lance Parrish. Awesome, awesome guy. And again, a legend for the Tigers. So we're going to follow that up with Detroit Tigers general manager Al Avila. I've gotten Al before in Toronto, but wanted to get him on a baseball again there. Now we're going to move into some of the Tigers regular type players. This guy probably has the nicest autograph on the team, always takes his time and signs in full. This is Detroit Tiger Nico Goodrum. Really great guy too, does a lot of great work in the community. And look at that, absolutely beautiful signature. Can make out every letter, really nice script, his number 28 inscribed. Love it. Now, this is Detroit Tigers outfielder Kristen Stewart, signed nicely on the sweet spot there with his number 14 inscribed. Looks really good. And then another really nice guy who will basically sign whatever you have for him. Wanted to get him on the sweet spot. This is Detroit Tigers outfielder, center field, most notably, Jacoby Jones. There's number 21 inscribed. Now we're going to move into the pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. He's basically their ace last year. He was involved in the trade back in 2015 with the Blue Jays for David Price. So we got him from the Blue Jays. This is Detroit Tigers lefty Matt Boyd. Matt might be the nicest guy on the team. Very, very nice. Does a lot of great work as well in the community and with charities. So he always inscribes his baseball AO1, which stands for Audience of One, with his number 48 inscribed. So really happy to get this one. Now we're going to move into some of the Tigers up-and-comers. So this is Detroit Tigers catcher Jake Rogers. Inscribed on the sweet spot, Go Tigers. Really cool. Jake actually signed this one out of his car, and I asked him if he could put that inscription on, and he was really happy to do so. So I thought that turned out really nice. And then this is an up-and-coming player for the Detroit Tigers. They're expecting big things out of him. His autograph leaves a little something to be desired, but that's okay. This is Isaac Paredes. Signed on the sweet spot there. This is an up-and-coming pitcher for the Detroit Tigers and former first-round pick Beau Burrows. So Beau has been really highly touted for the Tigers. He's kind of falling off a little bit compared to the other pitching prospects in the Detroit Tigers pipeline. But he's working on his mechanical issues. So he's got a lot of great stuff. He just really needs to work on his command. So I hope that he can get that all together because we really need him. So hoping for big things from Beau and that he can sort that out. Signed really nicely on the sweet spot though. And then this Detroit Tigers pitcher, he is, I believe, number 46 on MLB's 100 top pipeline, and he's really come on strong for the Tigers. This is Tarek Skubal. So I believe he was like a 9th round pick just because he had Tommy John surgery, but he is really putting things together. And like I said, to be, 46 on the top 100 pipeline is pretty great. So really happy to get him. Sweet spot. Again, autograph needs a little bit of work, but that's how he signed. So what are you going to do about it? But super happy to add Tarek Skubal to the signed baseball collection. All right. Now, a couple of these baseballs, I don't have cubes for them, so they're just hanging out in sandwich bags, but I'll show you them. This is son of Detroit Tigers legend Kirk Gibson. This is his son Cam Gibson. So got him to sign on the sweet spot there. Really nice signature from Cam. He's an interesting guy. Kind of shows up with his man bun and a fanny pack, and I told him that not everyone could pull off that look, but he was rocking it. I have to give him that. So really nice guy, Cam Gibson. And then a couple of these baseballs are ones that I've acquired at my time going to seeing the Blue Jays play the Tigers in Toronto and in Cleveland. So got some players on these balls, figured might as well. The sweet spots weren't marked. So this is a new acquisition to the Tigers, but a former Detroit Tiger. This is Cam Maben. So I love Cam Maben. I'm happy that the Tigers reacquired him, so very nice guy as well. So decided to get him on this used baseball. Still an official MLB baseball, just not the clean white ones like you're used to seeing. And then next up here, this was a new acquisition for the Tigers. This is pitcher Ivan Nova. Signed on the sweet spot there. And then last but not least on these types of baseballs, I actually had cards of this player because he was on the Tigers last year and they didn't re-sign him. So, mistake, I got rid of the cards, and then like literally a day later they announced that, you know, they had signed this player, and I thought, oh my gosh, why did I throw those cards away? But I was able to put him on this gently used baseball. This is Jordy Mercer. That turned out really nice there. Now, you guys know that I've been excited for the up-and-coming players within the Tigers organization. I think they're ranked number 8, their farm system, so going in the right direction. The Tigers farm system has been historically not very great because Dave Dombrowski, that's his MO, is to trade away all of the big prospects. So that's what the Tigers have been refocused on, is rebuilding that farm system and hoping that we can develop these players into major league talent. So I'm excited for the future and these particular guys. So first up here, this is Detroit Tigers former first round pick in 2017, Alex Faedo. So happy to get Alex on the sweet spot there. I've never gotten him before, so needed to get a baseball done. That turned out really, really nice. And then next up here, you guys already know I'm high on this guy. This is the Tigers' first round pick in 2016. This is Matt Manning. Got his full signature there on the sweet spot. So really happy with that. Matt is ranked number 24, I believe, on MLB's top 100 pipeline. So super happy to get that one done. And then I was able to get one more from Matt Manning, signed on the sweet spot. And again, really happy with that. In the past, Matt Manning has been personalizing baseballs, so I wouldn't be opposed if he did, but I was happy to get it without too, so I thought that was pretty neat. Now, all of those players, Matt Manning and Alex Faedo, and one that you'll see coming up here, a gentleman had asked the Detroit Tigers assistant to the general manager and vice president of baseball operations, David Shad, if the players were going to be coming through. When pitchers and catchers report during that week, they don't open up the back practice fields. You're basically confined to one autograph area. So if the players are coming through that area, which a lot of them do, there's a high likelihood that they're going to stop and sign. But if they don't come through that area, I mean, there's a lot of other ways that they can go, then you're not going to get those players. So this gentleman was really hoping that, you know, the future of the Tiger system could come through. And David Shad said that he was going to bring them through. And I think some people were skeptical that would happen, but I thought, no, I mean, the Tigers have been true to their word. If they say the players are going to come through, they've been coming through. So on this particular day, the back practice fields were open because the full squad had reported. So a lot of people had moved back there. And I just decided to kind of stay put because I took David Shad to his word. And sure enough, he brought Alex Faedo through. He brought Matt Manning through, and I got him. And then he brought this last guy through, who happens to be the 2018 number 1 overall pick. And this is Casey Mize, signed beautifully on the sweet spot there with that inscription, which is very, very rare for Casey to do. I didn't get him at all last year with that inscription. I think he was doing it maybe very briefly, and I think he was just inscribing number 1 pick if he was doing it. So I was really, really happy with this. It was myself and another fellow who had a Mize jersey. We were able to get this inscription. So everyone was pretty excited when I showed them this and in a bit of disbelief. So this one is really special to me. So I absolutely love it. And then this is the Tigers' first round pick in 2019, 5th overall. Super excited. He's having a great spring so far. This is Riley Green. Sweet spot. Had to take advantage of that. Some folks were saying that this is the time to get him. I mean, even Casey Mize is signing a lot less frequently than what he did last year. I was really fortunate with Casey, but it is good to take advantage of it before the signing habits change. So happy to get him on that sweet spot there. And then I couldn't pass up another opportunity to get him. This one's actually my favorite of Riley Green. Just a really nice, bold signature right across the baseball there. So really, really happy to have gotten him a couple times there. So those are my autographed baseballs that I got done this year. Again, just really fortunate to be able to do that. They're just my favorite things to get signed. So I'm just really quite pleased with the outcome of the trip there. So some of my favorites in the background there. Gotta love it. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Look for part 3 to be out here shortly. Lots of things to go through, and super happy to recap it for all of you. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for caring, and I will see you in the next one.